Look how pretty this street is.
Ended up going to the emergency room.
A spot of brunch.
One of the best banh mi's we'd had. I made a bit of a mistake yesterday. I just
Like a yummy concert.
I've been abandoned. Okay, so in an effort to explore the neighborhood, I'm trying to find a new coffee shop every single day. First one was a no because they were closed, so we're gonna try a new one. This is how I discovered one of my favorite coffee shops in Da Nang. It's probably some of the best coffee we've had both here and in Australia, so that's saying something.
I have a collection of bottles and cans that I'm waiting for the lady who gets it out of the bin. I think they sell them off and stuff, so I'm just waiting for her to come down. I'm gonna go down, pause, do the translation app, and then run back up and get the bottles. I'm making some breakfast eggs.
I'm going for a really bad psoriasis flare-up at the moment, so I'm doing my best to try and figure out what's going on because my scalp is actually killing me. I found the dermatologist here in Da Nang. In the meantime, I'm trying to just manage the symptoms and try not to scratch because that's the worst thing you can possibly do. Little did I know the psoriasis flare-up would result in a nerve in my brain getting inflamed. A few days after this was taken, I started noticing a tingling and I guess a numb sensation on the left side of my face. Initially, I thought it was an allergic reaction, but after taking some antihistamines, I noticed that they weren't helping, and also it started getting worse and my face was drooping on one side, so not a good sign. We ended up going to the emergency room in VinMec International Hospital, and the whole experience was actually really amazing. We were there in and out within 2 hours. They got us a consult and an MRI, and honestly, everything was really fast and professional. Luckily, it wasn't a stroke, but the MRI did see an inflamed nerve, which was causing the loss of sensation. I ended up seeing a neurosurgeon the very next morning who put me on medication and told me to get physio. I'm doing a lot better now and completely recovered, which is a relief, and the entire experience was very, very positive. I'll put the full cost breakdown on screen, but everything from the emergency visit, physio, medication, and the consults all cost me $580 AUD. Aaron is a little tall for this apartment, so this is what we're resorting to.
I went to Good Folk Cafe for a spot of brunch. Oh, it's got your typical American, international, Australian basics, so see how it goes.
I made a bit of a mistake yesterday. I tried salted coffee for the first time. Okay, I can see why people like this.
Is it really sweet?
It's not that sweet actually. And it was very, very good, highly recommend. But it was so good that I ended up getting a second one and could not get to bed last night till 2:30 a.m. or something. So yeah, skipping the coffee, trying to get the sleep schedule back on track. We ended up going for a post-brunch walk on the beach and then went to XL3 Coffee to work from for the rest of the day. And this is where we accidentally bought one of the most expensive coffees we've ever purchased. It was 20 Australian dollars. Aaron did say it was very good, but it was one of those moments where we didn't really check the price and didn't realize until after we had paid. They did actually have really good toasties as well, so highly recommend that. For dinner, I saw a TikTok recommending a local restaurant, which we really wanted to try, but we ended up going to the wrong restaurant by accident. They only had 4 things on the menu, so we tried their noodles and the Vietnamese pancakes, both of which were good. We had a trip booked to Hoi An, which we did consider cancelling because of all the medical stuff going on, but I'm actually so glad that we went. We stayed at Beachfront Hotel Hoi An. We were doing a last minute promo and it was just a really beautiful place to stay. We were just across the road from the beach and in a really nice quiet location. We grabbed breakfast at Nourish Cafe, which had a very Bali-esque vibe, and the staff was so nice. They were teaching us all these Vietnamese words. We ended up exploring Old Town, which is really beautiful both day and night. It's definitely less busy during the day, but it is also much warmer. We noticed you need a ticket to go through the bridge during the day, but they didn't really check tickets at night, so I don't think you need one then. There is an option to walk around if you don't want to purchase tickets, but we ended up getting one which included 5 attractions, including the bridge, just so we could explore a little bit. And I highly recommend doing this because otherwise you have to pay for each attraction that you see, and the price of the ticket just ends up being a bit more worthwhile than paying individually for each attraction. We were getting a little bit overwhelmed by all the options, so we had Claude just give us an itinerary and we followed that. I don't understand, I'm sorry.
I've been abandoned. Probably looking for fish.
The first place we went to was the Old House of 10 Key, and it was built over 2 centuries ago and it's recognized by UNESCO. It was a family residence for over 7 generations and a family still lives there today. They reside on the 2nd floor, which isn't open to the public. The home is incredibly well preserved and it was like stepping back into time. It was pretty amazing. It was also flooded on multiple occasions, so I was really impressed with just how well everything was preserved. Apparently tourists were taking boat rides during the floods, so that was interesting. We took a quick coffee break to try egg coffee for the first time. And I can't say that I love it, but I'm willing to try it again. We also walked past this silk shop where you could see the silk being woven in real time, and this was completely free and just a really cool thing to observe. Next up, we went to the Museum of Folk Culture, which is located inside a 150-year-old Chinese trading house. Oh my god, say that 10 times fast. At this point, we were getting so hot, so we had to grab some mott tea, which is the traditional herbal lemongrass drink. It kind of tasted like a vanilla-y cough syrup lolly, which I know I'm not selling it well, but genuinely, this was really, really good.
Like a yummy cough syrup. Does that make sense?
Our final stop was the Hoi An Assembly Hall, which was built in the 17th century by Chinese residents. It's dedicated to the sea goddess and it's such a beautiful and vibrant building. I highly recommend going. For lunch, we went to Banh Mi Phuong, excuse my pronunciation. This is the banh mi place that was recommended by Anthony Bourdain. We ordered their recommended banh mi and it was okay, but I wouldn't say it was like our favorite or top banh mi that we've had. We've been wanting to try bun cha for a while, so we found this restaurant which was actually owned by a family from Hanoi, so we knew it was going to be good. We actually didn't have enough cash on us and they don't take cards, so the owner drove Aaron to the nearest ATM, which was so nice of him. If you're craving bun cha in Hoi An, definitely go here. Hoi An really lights up at night and you can really see why it's referred to as the Lantern City or the Lantern Street. It was just really nice to walk around and explore the lights and also get some ice cream. We just so happened to find one of our favorite coffee and banh mi spots near our hotel. The owner is really lovely and both the coffee and banh mi were so good. We actually came back the next day, but they were closed unfortunately. We ended up going to the main beach for a swim, and I will say that the beach across from our hotel, which I'll point out on a map, was significantly less busier. So if you are looking for a beach to go to, I recommend going like closer to that side. You'll see it on screen.
Look how pretty the street is. We're walking home from the beach.
We had some work to do, so we ended up going to a co-working space called FIFO Flow. And if you're going here, highly recommend getting a scooter because it was one of the most beautiful scooter rides of my life. You go through these rice fields and the views are just incredible.
The restaurant we were going to happened to be closed, but we were recommended a different one, so let's go there instead.
This restaurant was really, really good. It wasn't as busy as the other restaurants in like the main area. If you go here, get the duck bao bun, it's really good. The following day, we had a full content day for our app Budgie. We were filming pretty much from the moment we woke up till the evening. We went to the Banh Mi Queen for lunch at this creator's recommendation, and let me tell you, this was one of the best banh mi's we'd had. We got the barbecue pork and it was delicious.
Big day of filming, but almost there.
We also got to try bun bao at the beach, and if you know, you know, but basically there's the bun bao man who goes around all of Vietnam and you just basically hear that over and over and over again, so it was cool to finally try it. We grabbed dinner at this restaurant, which was one of our favorite dinners to date. It kind of felt like you were in this family's living room. It was very, very cozy and intimate. Everything we ordered was like 11 out of 10. We headed to the markets after dinner, and I will say it is kind of hard to top the Phuket night markets, but these markets were still quite beautiful and I loved seeing all the lanterns, and also they were good for a sweet treat.
Hoi An Night Market.
Hoi An has so much to do, and honestly I can't wait until we go back because we barely scratched the surface. So despite my medical emergency, we had such a lovely week and I'm so glad that we got to actually see Hoi An and explore more of Vietnam. We're also ready to launch Budgie, our cash tracking app for fellow travelers, and I'm so excited to put it out there. As always, thanks for watching. Can't wait to see you in the next one.